I remember, man, what was it? Like 90, it was 94, remember the Tupac Quad City shooting and all that. After Pac got shot, I don't think it was at the hospital. I think this was back wherever he was recovering at, whatever house he was in or whatever. And y'all can, whoever interviews Napoleon, y'all can ask Napoleon this. I don't think I ever heard him talk about it. Probably has, but y'all can ask him because when Pac was shot and he was hit up pretty bad and he was recovering and everybody in the news was like, man, Pac is hit, Pac in the paper, his trial and stuff was going on. He still got to go and hear about what's going to happen with his verdict, with his trial and stuff. And he's not able to do a lot of things. He need help to do stuff. So people are helping him out at the crib, but they got guns everywhere. So now it becomes a whole different issue. Now this isn't a issue about any type of standards or procedures. This has come down to something even worse. This has come down to you know almost paranoia. But you would be paranoid too, probably, if you've been hit up and then you still on the same state where these people don't like you at. So you might be very paranoid in that scenario. Now, allegedly, Pac had people coming by to see him that he trusted to come over to know his location to come see him where he was at, and keeping his head down and all this stuff and recovering. So Napoleon was one of the people that was there, and he was very upset and animated about what happened. And when like one of Tretch people, I believe, one of Tretch people came by and and going like, man, I can't believe this happened. Like what went down, and Napoleon was like going in, about what happened and everything. And Pox like interrupted him and started talking, and I think he told Napoleon like go do something, and he was like, I got it, I got that, like I got it, Napoleon. So he wasn't screaming or nothing. It's just that when dude like left, but I guess he's part of Tretch crew or whatever. But when dude left, Tupac told Napoleon, "Don't ever tell people outside the family, what you thinking. Don't ever do that." And Napoleon was confused because he thought, "Wait a minute, they are family, or do you tell me they ain't family?" Because if they ain't family, I could have bust. you know, uh, it's a crazy, crazy dynamic right now, man, in the game. But at that time, these dudes is young. Like they were super young. We talking 94, like Little C's and all these dudes, like they were like Little C's age. The Outlaws was young. So they would have done anything, man. Just blindly. Just give them the go and they gone. Plus, he was really, feeling a certain way about what happened anyway. So he was animated and ready to kick something off. But if anybody run into Napoleon or they do one of those sit down interviews with him, ask him about that and see what he said. Because I heard the same thing. See if he tell you the same thing. I don't know who it was. All I know I was told it was somebody from Naughty by Nature, a Treacherous crew that came by to see them. And Pac had to tell Napoleon, don't tell anybody outside the family what you think, ever. And he was like, man, I thought dude was family. You know, like, no, it wasn't Stretch. I mean, he knows Stretch. But no, it was somebody from Tretch, like Naughty by Nature, that rode with Tretch, that's been like around the whole time. So it was like he wasn't no threat. He was like cool. He was actually doing stuff for them, making moves for them, and sending stuff over by Tretch. But I understood what Pac meant, even though Tretch was there at the hospital, and when he got hit and showed up and was there and was loud in and all that. Limited information was needed in something like this, because if you start divulging too much information, most of these guys live here. They are either best friends, their main man's might be his cousin. It's a connection here. And most of these dudes here, these were some powerful guys, so they had a lot of influence. And Pac already know Tretch ain't willing to go all the way. You know what I'm saying? So he got to be on P's and Q's. He got to be on alert on how much information he shared, because they could run back and start saying this and that, and you know everything had to be everything. But it wasn't a come they was trying to take Pac out thing, like a lot of people made it out to be. If those people wanted to get Pac, believe me, Pac would be God. He'd have been gotten the moment he came out the hospital. Ain't nowhere he would have went in New York they wouldn't have gotten him if it was like that with those guys. Every place he was going to rest his head, they already knew. They would send people over there. Some of the people, they had their phone number and would call and have people call. They had the number, so they knew where he was. They weren't trying to get him like that, and they kept sending messages to people to say, hey, man, we weren't trying to do that to you. It wasn't supposed to go down that way. So at this time, Pac got convicted and ended up going down for the case. Everything changed. The whole dynamics. Everybody's like, man, this dynamics didn't change now. Now they done flipped the whole story around. So now that they flipping stories around, people saying he didn't get hit as many times as he did. It was a whole bunch of spin cycles going on that was starting to aggravate him while he locked up. So this only led to Tupac's frustration growing more and more, while he can't do anything about it because he's locked up. And the people with the power, they still, they got the money behind the industry. So a lot of these guys was financing a lot of things that was taking place, like videos and a whole lot of things was taking place. So they had real money coming in. These rappers back then was flat broke. So it was not the game it is today. Now, well, everything changed, man. Everything changed. And I don't know if it changed for the better. That's all I'm saying. So Yeah, that's what happened, man. So, in case anybody was wondering, that's the drop. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I wasn't gonna keep this long. I just want somebody to, if they talk to Napoleon, run it by him. See if he can validate that for you. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.